Oh, hey. I'm just waiting for everybody to... I'm giving Instagram a second. Hey. I'm making dinner right now. But I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm feeling pretty... You know, as much as the world is kind of fucked up right now, like... I feel like I made some really amazing progress this past week, and I just wanted to touch on that. I would also, I'm not able to save anything in my phone right now because these live videos, which I'm super bummed about, because I don't know if you guys got to see the video from Coney Island, but it was me in very, very rare form. So those of you who did get to see it, congratulations. And for those of you who did not, sorry. I couldn't save it to my phone, and because I was going to put it on YouTube on my channel. So, but I do want to just say real quick, if you're not already following me on YouTube, I would love it if you did, because I love doing these live videos, and I want to, there's some really powerful stuff that I want to continue to share with you guys, and I'm trying to figure out like the best way to do that, but also to save it and get it, you know, somewhere permanent. So, I want to put that out there real quickly. But I'm super, super grateful that you guys have been supporting me and watching me. And I also want to say, while I was visiting Francesca this weekend, I was in New York and in Brooklyn, technically. And I get it. I get why people love Brooklyn. For the first time, I'd never been there before. I like literally I've been to like a couple of warehouse parties like way back in the day, like when I was much younger. But like, you know, you go at night, you're in a cab, or you take the train and you wander around in the warehouse district looking for the fucking place you're trying to get to. And then you go in and you get fucked up and you like, and that's it, right? So, and Brooklyn was a very different place. New York was a very different place when I was younger. So being there with a friend of mine who is 15 years younger than me, which is super great because she's like willing to do all the things and have all the fun. She doesn't, you know, she's not in a committed relationship. So we really just got to like dig into like sister time, which is super, super amazing. And I was really, really grateful. And it just, I got to meet her roommates. They're incredible women. And so it just is giving me hope, you know, like, I connected with these amazing women. I got to meet, you know, some of the other people that they're friends with. The first night I got there was a birthday party. And I've got hope, you guys. I've got some hope. And I'm not somebody who is... I mean, I go back and forth with being optimistic. I'm not going to lie. I mean, doing healing work, being in the field that I'm in, you know, reading the books that I read, knowing how intense the work is that we all need to do, and how deep the responsibility is, and how few people actually are investing all the way across the board. And that's not just in the, you know, yes, your body needs to be healthy, your mind needs to be healthy, but your emotional state needs to be healthy, and your spirituality needs to be healthy. So physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual all need to be addressed at least across the board during the week. You know, like, you don't have to attend to all of these things every single day. I mean, you can, and eventually you can incorporate things that balance everything out every single day, but it's about like recognizing where you might be out of balance, and then finding a way to, you know, using your tools, getting in touch with the right practitioners, the right people in general, you know, and that the practitioner might be, you know, finding somebody who is a gym buddy, you know, or a physical therapist, or, you know, is doing EMDR work or Reiki or whatever. But I'm getting away from my point. My point is that I was just like super, super excited and really, really, and I know that like we live on the East Coast, that, you know, and being in New York, it was like super progressive, and like, you know, it's a part of the city where like, you know, there's a lot of acceptance and a lot of cool people doing cool things. But it really, it like refreshed me, and I didn't know going into it. I was a little bit worried because I'm tired, you know, like I do big work, and I was in the middle of some big work, over this last week. If you watch my other videos, I was talking about how I was doing some purging work with my ex-husband, and like really deep stuff. And I kind of, last Monday, I made a video after I had gone to a class and moved some things around in my lower centers that caused me to process out some really intense emotional stuff. And I shared that with you guys. And the feedback that I got was really awesome. And again, I'm really grateful for that. But I want you guys to know, and this is sort of what I'm getting at. My point is that it's so important that you do all of the things that you're doing and connect in authentically with the people around you, and challenge yourself by moving outside of your comfort zones in all of the ways, not just in the ways that you're comfortable with. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not familiar, if you don't have a spiritual practice and you think you don't need it, you're wrong. That's just the bottom line. And because if you don't have a spiritual practice, you're not in recognition that you are a divine being. And if you are not in recognition that you are a divine being, then you don't understand how powerful you actually are. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We need people to start accepting how powerful they are. I need you, the world needs you, your friends need you, everybody around you needs you to recognize how fucking powerful you are. And to own that shit means that you have to unconditionally love all of the darkest parts of yourself. And in order to unconditionally love all the darkest parts of yourself, you gotta meet them. You gotta go inside. You have to spend some time alone every once in a while. And you gotta, this can be the biggest piece of the challenge, is tackling the inner demons, because we can stand up and tackle the outer demons all day long. A lot of us, are comfortable with the exterior world, but we're very uncomfortable in the interior world. And the interior world is where our weakness truly lies. And when we can dissolve the weakness, when we can make friends with our demons, right? When we can I was talking about oppression in the last video I made, which is on my YouTube channel. And so, touching into this concept of oppression, inner oppression, right? And recognizing that we oppress ourselves. And yeah, I know you're going to want to argue with me about this and say, no, I'm super liberal. No, I love myself. No, I love myself. But like, honestly, if you truly love yourself, then you will absolutely acknowledge that we also oppress ourselves, and that there are still aspects of yourself that you are keeping in oppression, that you are not acknowledging, that you may not even know about yet, because this is some subconscious shit. This is some deep, deep stuff. And there's a lot of practitioners out there who can help you begin the process. And then there are the next level of practitioners. And this is something I feel really strongly about. There's a lot of new people coming into healing work. There's a lot of people who, are hearing the clarion call, right? To like step forward and start learning and like get their shit together. But then there's the people who have been doing this work for a long time. And then there's the people who paved the way. Right. And the people who paved the way are like my predecessors, the people who are in their 60s and 70s now, 50s, 60s and 70s now. Right. The people who taught me. And what I'm getting at is I am a practitioner who has been at this for 13 years, and I will take you deeper than any new practitioner will take you. And I take myself deeper than any practitioners I know can take me. And that's partly because I've been working with a really powerful group of guidance called the Azanarati. And you see, I'm sure if you looked on my page, my Instagram page, you see Azanarati right at the top, right? Like, that's because I am an Azanarati. And I deeply identify with not being from this planet. I know in my core that I am not a human being. I am so far beyond the scope of what a human being actually is, but I have forgotten because I am in a physical body and I had to relearn a bunch of shit just like you do. And that's my point. Everybody needs to embrace and engage with the fact that you are not from here. You are a divine being. You are so giant. And yeah, you're in a physical body. And yeah, you're doing some shit in this world. But own it, right? Like, get comfortable with owning it. Get comfortable with recognizing it. And then you can get comfortable with recognizing that other people around you are also divine. And this is a different thing than, like, you know, the Buddhist belief systems where, you know, everybody, you recognize that the Buddha is in everyone, right? Like, that's awesome. But I want to take it to another level. I want to take it to, how about you walk around and recognize that there are billions of outer and intergalactic beings who are incarnate in physical bodies. There are dwarves and fairies and elves and Pleiadians and Syrians and Arcturians and Venusians and Hathorians and a whole shitload of other galaxy beings that we don't even know, we don't have names for yet because they haven't fucking introduced themselves. And you might be one of them. You might be one of those galactic beings and you don't even fucking know it yet because you have not gone into yourself and discovered who you actually are and why you actually came here. And this is big because when you start accessing your power and when you really become aware of meshing all of these aspects into the physical, bringing this stuff forward into who you are and how you interact with the world, things start changing. You start doing the thing and finding ease doing the thing that before you struggled with, because you're coming into alignment. The universe is asking each of us to engage with our divinity. That's why we came here. We came here to manifest God in the physical. What does that mean, you guys? That means that first we have to get right with balancing our masculine and feminine. Balancing masculine and feminine is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We don't acknowledge very often that our divine feminine is out of balance, and the pendulum has been swinging into the feminine for the last few years, and we have a lot of work to do around the divine feminine right now. So I am inviting each of you to to begin to look at ways in which you might be trying to work with divine feminine energy or attempting to acknowledge divine feminine energy, right, in your system and acknowledging it in the world, right, and seeing it in the world, seeing how that energy manifests in the world, but mainly in yourself, because we have a responsibility to do this work first. Once we get right here, then we have much clarity about how we can act most effectively and most efficiently in the world. This is Wu Wei. This is the ultimate in Wu Wei. Action from stillness. Become efficient with your time. Become efficient with understanding the value of your energy and not putting it where it does not serve its highest and greatest good. This means not just your physical energy, your mental energy, your spiritual energy. It means also your dollars. Dollars. Stop spending your money on shit that doesn't fucking matter. Stop trying to compete. Be aware of how bountiful you are and how the government is trying to keep us under control. And when we start acknowledging the divine feminine, we realize how intensely out of balance our masculine and our feminine are. And I will tell you, if you look deeply, if you start researching what divine feminine energy is actually all about, you will recognize that you are not getting enough rest. You are not listening to your body and what your body needs and wants. You are probably out of balance in your relationships to your mothers, to your sisters, to other women in your life. This is hard shit to reckon with because we want to be like, oh no, I'm totally woke. Like, you know, women, all, you know, power to the ladies, girl power. You know, you might have an MMA gym or like train at an MMA gym, and like you see that everybody there feels really comfortable. But is it safe? Is it really safe? The world is not safe. It has never been safe for women and for the divine feminine. That's not true. There was a time, a long time ago, when the feminine was honored, right? When there was balance, when women were the healers, when women had a place at the table in making decisions. So I'm inviting all of you to sit down and try a meditation that I did this meditation when I was very, very sick. I just like intuitively, I got a couple of hits, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and do this. I'm gonna just, I don't know, do this meditation where I'm gonna ask to talk to my divine feminine. And when I did, I asked my divine feminine, I sat down, I like, you know, put about a half an hour aside, you know, to just like, okay, I'm going to give some space. She may not show up right away. I've been sitting for meditation for a long time at that point, so I knew I was creating some space and doing some shit. But when I sat down, I was very, very sick. And I had a certain amount of money in my bank account. And the medicine that I needed was non-traditional medicine. I was working with a Chinese herbalist. And the medicine that I was going to need was literally going to clear my bank account out. And it was going to take me another 6 months to get well. And I was really scared. I was scared because I had worked so fucking hard to save that money. Because this was after my husband left me fucking penniless. And so I sat down and I went into meditation, and I asked my divine feminine to come forward, and I wanted to see her. I was like, please show me. Please, like, give me a visual representation of yourself. And some of you have heard this story. The person that showed up, the woman that presented, was so badly abused that she could not pick herself up off the floor. She was literally like a crumpled mess on the floor. She looked battered. She looked beaten. She looked downtrodden. She was emaciated. She was crying. She looked very tired. And I was in shock. And my first reaction was, it's almost like, you know, and maybe some of you guys have had this experience where you realize, oh my God, I'm totally wrong right now. I'm really sorry. And you start apologizing, and you're like, okay, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. I don't, you know, anything you want. I promise, just don't leave me. Right. Like, I started talking to her like I was some dude who like just realized their girlfriend was going to leave them. And I was like, don't leave me, baby. I'm here. I got you. And I caught myself doing that, and I kind of backed up a little bit, and I was like, okay, like, this is freaking me out right now. What do you need? What can I do? What do I need to do? So we had a dialogue, and for the sake of keeping this video not too long, we had a dialogue. And in that dialogue, she told me that she needed the medicine that I was worried about spending money on. And she said that. She was like, I need that medicine. I'm not going to get better otherwise. And my immediate initial response, my knee-jerk response was, it's going to cost a lot of money. I don't know. And she looked up at me, and she was like, you know, you spend a lot of money on clothes. You spend a lot of money on eating out. You spend a lot of money on, like, you know, partying with your friends, and, like, you know, all those crystals that you have. And, like, you don't want to spend money on me. And it gave me some really serious perspective. And then she said, if you do this, then you won't have to, like, that money will be replaced. Everything, you can't, like, what does it matter if you're not well? If we're not well together, what does it matter? You're just we're gonna suffer. We can continue to suffer. or we can get well, and you can trust me that I'm leading you toward the thing that you want. So that was, I think, about 4 years ago now. And it was a pivot point for me in my life. And so I'm inviting you, and it may not happen the first time if you're not comfortable with meditation, if you don't trust what you're seeing or what you're hearing, but I'm asking you, because you will get exactly, she will talk to you if you are patient. But if you do this meditation practice and you find out, ask her what she needs, it's going to be something that you're going to resist. It's probably rest for a lot of you, because everybody's fucking tired. And you may not want to take that rest. But you know what? I had to rest for almost 5 years. And right now, I'm like just starting to get going. I'm just like catching my stride now. And in that rest period, I did a lot of really intense, shitty, fucked up, didn't show anybody how awful I was feeling work. It was hard, and I was alone. I didn't have a lot of the resources and friends that I have now. And it was lonely. And it was so lonely and so desolate that there was a time when I actually started manifesting blood clots in my ankles. Literally, like my ankles started turning purple, because I wanted to leave the planet so badly. I didn't want to be here anymore. But that's a story for another time. So I'm asking you guys, knowing that some of you identify as men, some of you identify as women, some of you identify as non-binary, some of you haven't decided, are unsure right now, do not like labels, that's fine, but we still all have a masculine and a feminine, and we need to honor that, and we need to recognize that once those two are balanced out, once those two are talking to each other, once those two see each other as valid, then things start falling into place. Then your relationships that were fucked up with your father or your mother or your brother or your sister or that fucking spouse that like you had that shitty divorce with, everything starts to shift. Because you start recognizing how powerful you actually are. And we start recognizing all of the ways in which we can address the imbalances within our systems with the help of the feminine. Feminine is water. The feminine is earth. Which is not to say that all of the elements are not contained in both of these aspects. But traditionally, feminine energy is the expanse. It's the great womb. She is the night sky who holds every single star and every single planet and allows them all to shine without favoritism and without judgment. She will love you like you have never been loved before. And if you start to honor the feminine, the body, right? The body is feminine, the mind is masculine. Earth and water. What are we? Mostly earth and water. If you start to honor your body and listen to your body, she will never fail you. Your intuition will grow. Your psychic abilities will grow. All of your gifts and talents that are in your cellular structure will begin to open. And we need that, y'all. We need shiny, happy, aligned people, because it is going to get worse before it gets better. I promise. So take this time, figure out how you may not be creating safety for your feminine aspect. Create safety for her. Create a sacred space in your day or in your week to honor her and to recognize that she needs to be heard and you need to listen. And you will find the world around you becomes a safer, kinder, more compassionate place, but you will also find that there is an anger that will rise up, there is a power that will rise up, and love is ruthless. The mother can be ruthless, and we also need that ruthless energy. We need warriors, because we are fighting a battle, and you are a warrior, and we are on the front lines right now. It is happening. Go do this meditation. I need to eat dinner. I'm really, really honored that you guys are watching. Please, I don't know if you can share this video, but if you can, share this video, because I can't save it to my phone. So if there's a way for you to spread this tonight, awesome. I have to basically delete everything off my phone so that I can start saving videos and then post them to YouTube. But challenge yourself by healing, working with the Divine Feminine, consciously working with her, noticing your body, honoring that you may need rest, that you may need to change your diet, that you may need to approach self-care differently than you are. And you will succeed, because you are amazing. All right, I gotta go eat. Thank you for watching. I love you all so, so much. Please share this video. You can check me out on my YouTube channel, which is Soaring Phoenix Power Center. And one other thing, while I was visiting Francesca in New York, her roommate and I had some really amazing conversations. And when I was leaving yesterday, earlier in the day, you know, we were saying goodbye, and she said to me, I'm so sorry for taking up all your time and talking about all the stuff that, you know, you probably do for work. And, you know, she's like, but I just had to pick your brain. And I just want to be really clear with everybody. I love talking about all of these things. I don't want to talk about anything else. So we can talk about rocks, we can talk about chakras, we can talk about energy, we can talk about aliens, we can talk about Bigfoot, we can talk about all the things. We can talk about the Anunnaki, and we can talk about how, you know, all of the governmental conspiracies that are out there. Like, I am down for all that shit. So you can definitely contact me, and I can tell you about books. I can point you in the direction of other YouTube videos. We could even, like, if you're in the area and we want to start like a group so we could talk about this shit, cool, I'm down. Do it. Contact me. Ask me questions. I can absolutely be here for you, and I want to be here for you. I want to be here for you as a practitioner, as someone who's on the front lines with you and wants you to be successful, as somebody who wants you to get your fucking A game together. Yes, reach out. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here, and I want to answer your questions. I want to talk about this stuff, and I want to support you, because I have a good support system. You know, like, it took me a long time to get where I am right now, and I'm still climbing. I'm still trying to get even higher and do more and use my time efficiently and effectively. So please, please, please do not hesitate. And we need to support each other. So absolutely, all the things, be amazing. Even if you're not feeling amazing, you're still amazing. You're still showing up. You're getting out of bed. Even if the only thing you do on some days is get out of bed and make your fucking bed and go to work, and you slog through work and you're like, this fucking sucks. Why am I here? You're still doing the thing. So do the thing, right? Like, some days are going to be great. Some weeks are going to be great. But you know what? A lot of this stuff for the first little bit can be trying. And you will want to give up, and you will be confused, and you will feel lost, and you will feel lonely. And all your friends are going to disappear because they're not ready to do the work yet. But that does not matter, because you will attract in the things that you need, the things that are necessary for you to continue on your path. Trust. I promise. If I've learned nothing, it is to trust. Because you're going to have exactly what you need when you need it at every moment of every day. So I'm going to go eat. Thank you for watching. Mwah. I love you. Share, 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 and I will talk to you guys again soon. I'll come at you with something again soon. Bye.